Hello. I am going to tell you about how I make my homemade deodorant and toothpaste. I usually make both at the same time. I make a double batch of each, and I happen to run out at the same time, so I thought I'd make a video explaining everything. I'm getting really bummed out about my lack of knowledge of how to use this computer. I just made a video. It was really great. This is the second time this has happened. And I took a picture of myself instead of making a video. So, unfortunately, I had all the ingredients pre-measured, and I was going to show you how to do it, but I already did that, and it didn't turn out to be a video, so I have the finished product. So this video is going to be about how to tell you how to do it. So, unfortunately, I cannot show you, and I'm seriously bummed out, but oh well, okay. That happens sometimes, and it's a learning experience, but there's some noises out there. Okay, so the deodorant has 3 ingredients, the toothpaste has 4. 2 of the ingredients in them are the same, coconut oil, baking soda. If you're watching this, if you're curious about how to get rid of the chemicals in your life, chances are you already have a favorite coconut oil. If you don't, just go out and find what you can. Look for all the good buzzwords, organic, unrefined, raw, all that good stuff. You're going to be putting this on your body, on your skin, so your skin, everything seeps in through it, and you don't want anything, you wouldn't want eating on your skin. So, man, I can't believe I did that. I'm so bummed out. But I can show you the finished product, like I said. So the deodorant is a third of a cup of coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and a third of a cup of arrowroot powder. Arrowroot powder is just a starch. Some people use cornstarch. Some people just use 2 ingredients, the cornstarch and baking soda, but I like this recipe a lot. I've been using it for almost 2 years. My body has really adapted to it. But then again, I stopped using traditional deodorants a while ago, so it wasn't a huge change. The thing about this deodorant is that it neutralizes the odor and everything, keeps you nice and dry most of the time. But it is not an antiperspirant. You don't really want an antiperspirant anyway. You're just preventing your body from doing its normal thing. Sweating's okay. I used to be the type of person that I thought I sweat way more than your average Joe or your average Jolene, and I tried everything. I tried those prescription stick deodorants. I tried crystal things, or just the really expensive deodorants from the store. And nothing really worked. I mean, sometimes a little bit, but there's this one time I just stopped wearing deodorant and my body adjusted because I think, when I was wearing antiperspirant, my body just made up for it in other areas. It still wanted to sweat. You gotta cool off somehow. So, this is my favorite. I love it. It's nice and creamy. I actually had the coconut oil sitting in the sun for a while. You don't want it to be super hard, especially if it's the winter time or if you have an air conditioner and it's really cold in your house. Set it outside in the sun if you can. If not, maybe set it by a heater in the colder months. You could use a microwave, but I don't recommend it. Microwaves aren't that great for you. That's a totally different story. So you do what you want. Just make sure it's a little creamy. When you put everything in the bowl together, the arrowroot powder is very light and airy, and then you have the baking soda, which is a powder. So be very careful when you start stirring it up. I just use the back of a spoon and just kind of cream it all together. I'm not going to do this because this now has toothpaste on it, but just cream it until you get all of the powder incorporated. Then you can start stirring it around. And I don't know if you could tell, it's really creamy. Whoop. That would be another great thing if I got deodorant all over my keyboard and just broke my computer. Not tech savvy. So anyway, that's that. I found these mason jars to be perfect for a double batch. They're seriously perfect. This was a double batch. Sometimes if the coconut oil is not pretty soft, it gets like right up to the top and you just gotta leave the lid off until you use a little bit of it. One thing to remember about this though, it is sensitive to temperature. Obviously it's coconut oil. So I put this on my desk or my dresser. It's wood, but be careful. If you're gonna put it on a wood surface just to use every day, put something under it, a little trivet, a little paper towel, what have you. I learned from experience that the oil will find a way out of the container. Especially, it does tend to get on your fingers a lot. That's the one thing you just kind of gotta deal with. If you want to stick it in an old deodorant stick, that's cool, but then you would probably have to keep it in the fridge, and that's just too much work for me. I just make it, put it in this thing, and I'm good to go. There's really not much else to it. Like I said, there's a bunch of different recipes out there, but I like this one the best. Sometimes, like when I first started making it, I would put essential oils in it to make it smell really good, because I missed that part of deodorant, the good smell. But it's kind of a waste of time, honestly. It doesn't really end up smelling like that, like whatever you put in it. Maybe for a second. Who still has a landline? That's weird. Just let that ring. So yeah, where was I? Oils, smell. It doesn't really smell like anything. Sometimes it smells like coconut, which is great. The smell just kind of fades throughout the course of the day anyway, so you're better off without it. So that's the deodorant. I'm having a lot of trouble today. It's a full moon, so maybe that's why. Toothpaste. So, like I said, make them at the same time. It's really great, really easy. For this, again, a double batch fits perfectly into these little ball jars, a little mason. I forget how big they are. Are they 4 ounces, maybe? I don't know. It says 125 on the side. You'll know. There's not a lot of stuff that looks like this. So it is 4 tablespoons of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil liquid. So again, use the microwave only if you have to, preferably not. Set it out in the sun for a little while, maybe while you're making your deodorant. This is baking outside on your porch or something. You want it to be liquid just because it's easier to stir in with everything else. And then you want 3 teaspoons of xylitol and 15 drops of peppermint oil. Use this stuff. Xylitol is a sugar or a sweetener. It is actually good for your gums, good for your teeth, as opposed to regular sugar. And the great thing about xylitol is that it maintains its, its kind of crystalline structure when you mix it all up in the oil and the baking soda. So that's that. It'll kind of turn a little greenish. You could just kind of start mixing this up. The only thing that I've learned about this particular toothpaste is mix it up almost every time you use it, because sometimes you'll get more oil than sugar or more soda than something else. Sometimes things settle, and then when you reach the very end, sometimes you'll be left with like a coconut oily big bunch of goo. So sometimes you can use a cocktail fork or a little spoon if you want, or one of those tiny little butter knives. I don't know. I put them in with my corn stuff. If you're gonna share it, but I don't share mine. I just dip my toothpaste or my toothbrush into this. I don't know how great that is for germs, but oh well. That's just what I do. This I just put in my cupboard, so I don't care about having a little trivet or something underneath it. If this is your first time trying this kind of toothpaste, put more peppermint in it. Not a ton, because you don't want it to be overpowering, because that'd be disgusting. But it does have a salty taste to it because of the baking soda. I personally was a little bit used to it because that's what my great-grandparents, my grandparents, my mom when she was a kid, they all just use baking soda and water. a lot of the times, like when we're out of toothpaste, I'll do that. So I was kind of used to it, but then I found this recipe and it's seriously amazing. I'm sorry I can't give anybody credit for these because I have been using these recipes for so long. Don't know where I got them, but whoever you are, you know who you are. Thank you. You're just a couple steps closer to eliminating more chemicals and unnecessary things from your life. You will feel better about it. I know I feel better about it. I mean, it's good, because then you don't have to spend money on it. You don't have to factor in toiletries and stuff for your budget, and it's kind of freeing a bit to know that you could just make this stuff. So try it. Let me know what you think. If anyone has any other recipes, that's awesome. Like I said, there's a ton of them out there, so thank you for watching mine. I hope I didn't babble on. This is like 11 minutes long, so I'm gonna go. But good luck. I hope it works for you. And yeah.